Hi, my friends. How are you? Good, good. I haven't seen you for 3 weeks. 3 weeks! That's such a long time. I'll never be gone that long from you again. I promise, okay? But I want to say hi, and I'm glad to be back with you. Because when you want to hear a story, you come see me, because that's what I do. I read to you. That's right, Nani reads to you. I have a wonderful story tonight. It's kind of long, but it's a beautiful, beautiful story about animal friends that help each other at a animal sanctuary. An animal sanctuary is kind of like a place where animals go when they're not well. Maybe they're sick or they're hurt, and they go there and they get better. And then they go back to where they lived before. Or sometimes they stay, a few stay, and that's what our story tonight is about. Yeah, so, since I haven't been here for 3 weeks, I'm going to say hi to everybody, okay? I'm going to start out by saying hi to, ready? Let's see how quick I can go. Lainey and Nicole and Addison and Chloe and Izzy and Abby, Katana and Ari and Anthony and Justin and Bella and Skylar and Lukey and Sophia. Gemma and Sammy, Reese and Gigi and Jordan, and Max, Brianna, Giada, Jackson, Xavier, Grayson and Paisley, Joey, Odessa and Johnny and Marley, Charlotte and Landon and Annie and Kimber, Jacob, Peter, Timmy, Lily, Otto, Livy, Gigi, did I say Gigi and Jordan? I can't remember. And then Mikey and Susan, Sarah, Andrew, and here's some new ones. Dylan, Dakota, Amanda, Spencer, and Lincoln. So hi everybody. I'm glad to see you here. I'm very happy we're all back together. And I'm here to read you this great story called This Way, Charlie. It's by Caron Levis. Levis, something like that. Okay, I'm going to start reading right now. Okay, This Way, Charlie. And this is inspired by a true story. And it's about real animal friendship. This Way, Charlie. Okay, let's start. There's beautiful pictures, too. I'm going to show them all to you. Because you know I like books with nice pictures. That's like, I pick a lot of good books that way. I just look at the pictures. Okay, here we go. This Way, Charlie. Past the blah, blah, blah page. This Way, Charlie. Jack watched the new animals scamper, hop, flap, and trot their way into Open Bud Ranch. That's the name of the animal sanctuary. Some would stay a short while and others longer. And a few might make the ranch their home. Like Jack when he needed a safe and caring place to live. Open Bud Ranch had space for all kinds to heal and rest and grow. Everyone could see that Jack liked keeping his space to himself. Now Jack is this billy goat here. This is Jack here. And this is the big ranch where all the animals go. Some aren't well, and some are. Okay. Everyone except Charlie. When Charlie arrived, he didn't see Jack at all. Hey, said Jack. Pardon me, said Charlie. Charlie almost stepped right on Jack. Wonder why that happened. Jack could tell from how Charlie swerved this way, but not that way, that Charlie could only see out of one eye. He could only see out of one eye. Poor Charlie, he must have hurt his other eye. Antonia, the little girl that lived there and worked there, explained that once in a while, for different reasons, blindness happens. She couldn't fix Charlie's sight, but like she had fixed the eagle's broken wing, or release him into the wild like the possums once they'd grown, but she could give Charlie time to see in his own new way. Antonia said, everybody deserves plenty of food, love, and patience. And here they all are. Now there's the possums. When those baby possums get big enough, they'll go back out into the wild. And here's Charlie and Antonia and what's his name? I can't remember. Oh, Jack. I forgot his name already. Don't I? Okay, Jack the goat. Charlie's the horse. And Antonia's the girl. Okay, now I got that straight. By now, Jack knew this ranch gave plenty of fresh hay and groomed with soft brushes and always trimmed their hooves slowly. Still, he didn't want anything to get too close, too quick, or too loud. So Jack stepped back and he watched out for Charlie. And there is Jack peeking through the bushes, and there's Charlie. There's Charlie looking at some cows, looking at the bushes with his one eye. Poor guy. Charlie whinnied to everyone in a cheerful way, and he swished his tail and snorted. I guess sometimes horses do that. And stopped to sniff the honeysuckles, the same way Jack liked to. He chewed thoughtfully and followed the sunlit patches as if he wanted to get to know the whole place. Of course he did. It's beautiful there. But Charlie couldn't go very far on his own. Sometimes he bumped in an oops kind of way, not a pushing way. A lot of times he stood still in a lost kind of way. Poor Charlie. Look at him going all around and around in a big circle. He's having some troubles getting around. Jack noticed Charlie's eye had a soft glow like the moon, which often guided Jack when he felt lost in the dark. He wondered what Charlie used for a moon, because we know Charlie can only see out of one eye. Some mornings, Charlie pawed at a dry patch of dirt. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Hungry, thought Jack, or scared, or maybe lonely. One day, Jack took an extra deep breath of honeysuckles. In for sweet, out for brave. This way, Charlie. And he showed him the way to his favorite field. They grazed and they bathed in the sunlight. What a nice thing for Jack to do, to take Charlie out to that field so he could get some grass to graze on and be out in that beautiful sunlight and not stuck up in the dirt patch because he couldn't see to find his way. Jack's a good friend. The next day, Jack did it again. This way, Charlie. Jack walked a little ahead and on Charlie's seeing side. So he slowed down where the trail got steep and stomped when they reached fresh water. And when it got too hot, he called Charlie toward the trees. Hey, it's for horses, Charlie hollered back. And they stood under the tree in the shade. Look at all those things they're doing, these two. That Jack is a good friend. I like him. You're a good guy. You're a very, very, very good guy, Jack. You should be proud of yourself. Pardon me, little guys. Soon the next day became every day. Walk, graze, sunbathe, return. Sometimes a quiet, like warm milk filled the space between them. Other times, Jack asked Charlie questions about swinging his long tail, about galloping, about being so tall, and about going blind, about bugs, plants, and clouds, about the ranch, about the world, and sometimes about dreams. The way I see it, Charlie would say, and Jack would listen. And there they are, just out there talking. What lovely friendship those two have. I love that. This book makes me happy. Okay, one cold and wet morning. Oh, rainy day. Yeah. Instead of going to their place in the field, Jack guided Charlie into the barn. Charlie would step in, but Jack always stayed out. He wanted to go where it looked peaceful and dry, but his body remembered a different barn from long ago that wasn't very kind. He must have got scared in the barn one time. See, Jack staying outside in the rain. He's not going to go inside with Charlie. Charlie couldn't make the rain stop or the past disappear, but he could show Jack how kindness moves and sounds and waits for skies to clear and new memories to take shape. Charlie could give Jack an inside, outside, boom, crack. Did you get scared of things? Do you get scared of things you can't see? Jack asked Charlie. All the time, Charlie said to Jack. By the way I see it, that's what a friend like you is for. Isn't that wonderful? Friend. Jack chewed on that word over and over like a mouthful of fresh, sweet grass. That is the sweetest thing. Charlie knows he has a friend in Jack. As the days went by, Charlie began walking more and more slowly. Then one day he stopped. He couldn't see out of his other eye now either. So Jack moved closer into the center of the path. This way, Charlie? Yes, this way, Jack. They kept walking, one hoof in front of the other, until it felt like Jack's steps were Charlie's and Charlie's steps were Jack's. Poor Charlie, in the dark, he just can't see anymore. So he just follows the sound of Jack's voice. Good thing he has such a good friend. One day when the other goats went galloping by, Charlie said, "We could play with them." Jack trembled. "Or maybe with the fawns." "Or the new raccoon," said Charlie. "I can't. Making new friends makes me nervous." "Well, let's just say hello. The way I see it." "No, you don't see it, Charlie, because you can't see anymore." Oh, Jack. Jack feels so bad for Charlie. You can't see anymore. Poor Jack. He's so worried about his friend. Charlie was surprised, and so was Jack. He hadn't meant to snap so close and so quick and so loud. And a new kind of quiet filled the space between them. It felt like a swallow of dry, rotten grass rumbling around in their tummies. Maybe that's why they didn't notice the sky was starting to rumble too. I see, a big storm is coming. A big storm. Look at this. Those guys are out in that weather. Oh boy. Boom, crack. Rain came pouring down so fast and so hard that Jack couldn't see Charlie. The wind howled so loud that Charlie couldn't hear Jack. Trees bent and fell and tangled, trapping Charlie. Charlie's trapped. He's trapped under a tree that fell. Jack tried this way and that way, but there was no way in and no way out. So Jack ran. He tried everything he could to get Jack out of there. So he ran. Jack tried everything he could. Jack ran and ran for Charlie. He bleated to all the animals for Charlie. Jack banged at the doors and found Antonia, the girl that helps the animals, and urged everyone to follow him. This way, Charlie! And they're all off and running in the rain to go help Charlie. What a nice group of friends to have. Oh my goodness, the mud was thick and the branches were strong, but the whole ranch worked together and they were stronger. There they are, they're all working together to get Charlie out of that tree that fell down on him in the storm. Everybody's working. Finally, Charlie was free. Jack led the way inside. This way, friends. Everybody huddled together and Jack whispered, "I'm sorry, Charlie." And Charlie said, "Thank you, Jack." The barn filled with all kinds of snores and dreams and a quiet that neither Jack or Charlie could see, but they both could feel it, and it was warm and splendid. And there they are, all sleeping together, all the friends. They all went to work and helped Charlie get out of that tree. There we go. It's no good with that light. Ah! Did you see it good? I wanted you to see that picture. And like the sun that rose the next morning, they walked that day, the next day, and every day for the rest of their lives. One hoof in front of the other. This way, Charlie. This way. And I'll tell you what. I think that's the last page. It is. Here's the last page. This way, Charlie. This way. What a beautiful story. This way, Charlie. Inspired by real animal friendship. I love his story. It almost makes me want to cry. It's so pretty and beautiful. You always got to be a good friend and always help each other out. When you meet a new friend, even if you don't know them, if you can help someone, you should. That's what makes the world a happier place, when everyone helps take care of each other. Just like Jack helped Charlie. And then all the animals helped when Jack wasn't able to help Charlie. All the animals got together and helped get Charlie out of that tangled tree. So this way, Charlie, what a wonderful story for Caron Levis to be writing for us. I love it. And I hope you did too. It makes me happy. It's a nice story to go to sleep to. Think about all the animals and all the friends and the friendship that they have, and Charlie and Jack. And they'll be friends forever. And they probably still are friends to this day. They probably are. Yeah. Well, I hope you love this story as much as I did. And I hope that you love this story as much as I love you. And I'm glad you came back to hear a story, because when you want to hear a story, you come see me, because that's what I do. I read to you. That's right. And I'll never be gone for 3 weeks again. I promise. So listen, tell your moms to subscribe to my channel and like it too, so my stories keep showing up there on the YouTube channel. And tell your friends, moms, so their kids can hear these good stories too, because I'm just going to keep reading stories. I just hope that more kids get a chance to hear them. Yeah. Well, I love you guys. Mwah. There's your good night kiss. Have good sleeps. Dream about Charlie and Jack. Okay? That'll be nice dreams for tonight for sure. Okay, my little lovies. I will see you very soon. In fact, I'm going to see you like tomorrow. Yeah. Let's make a date. I'll see you tomorrow for sure, because I got a lot of stories to read. I got a stack like this big. This big. I do. Okay. Now it's going to springtime, and you'll be laying in the evening time saying to your moms, I need to hear a story. Put that Noni on YouTube and let me listen to some stories, and she will. Okay? I love you guys. I'll see you soon. Moms, like and subscribe my videos and share them to your friends. Talk to you guys all soon. Good night, babies. I love you. Mwah. Good night.